You know that feeling when you're trying to follow like a conversation in English and it just sounds like everyone's talking incredibly fast, blurring all the words together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, keeping up can be really tough sometimes.
It really can. And that whole experience, it highlights something, doesn't it, about how we actually speak versus, maybe how English is taught in a textbook.
Exactly. Yeah, the real world versus the classroom. And that's pretty much what we want to get into today in this deep dive.
Right. We've been looking at some really interesting material, especially how the Learn English with Pods folks handle this kind of real everyday English.
They have a good approach.
Yeah. So our goal today is really to unpack why fast English sounds that way, give you some solid listening tips, and maybe a little taste of how it feels to speak that way too.
Kind of getting behind the scenes of everyday conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, when you get down to it, understanding how people really talk casually, that's the key, isn't it, to unlocking better comprehension.
It absolutely is. It moves you beyond just recognizing words to understanding flow.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. We have this short audio snippet. It's about 45 seconds, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It's between two people, Emily and Ryan, just chatting about a party. So for this first listen, just, relax, try and get the main idea. Don't stress about every single word yet.
Right. Just get the gist. Okay, let's hear it.
Here it is.
Hey, did you end up going to the party last night?
Yeah, I did. It was wild. I wasn't even planning on staying that long, but, one drink turned into 3.
Uh-huh. Sounds about right. Who was there?
Pretty much everyone. Jake, Mia, even Sarah showed up late.
Whoa, I haven't seen Sarah in ages.
Same. She's been super busy with work.
Okay, so you can hear it there, right? How quick it is.
Definitely.
And how the words sort of blend together sometimes.
Totally. It can almost sound like just noise if you're trying too hard to catch every little sound.
Right, like a wall of sound, yeah.
But the thing is, native speakers aren't necessarily analyzing every single syllable either, are they? It's more about the flow.
Exactly. We process it differently.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit, phrase by phrase. Emily starts off with, did you end up going to the party last night?
Right. And what happens there?
Well, very often in fast speech, did you smushes together to sound like Dija.
Dija. Yeah, I hear that a lot.
It's that connected speech we mentioned. It's just easier for your mouth to say it that way, moving smoothly between the sounds. It really adds to that speedy feeling.
Makes sense. It's like taking a shortcut, and then going becomes goin'. That final G sound just vanishes.
Yep, that's super common, especially in informal chats with words ending in ing.
So putting it together, did you end up going to the party last night? Sounds more like.
Did you end up going to the party last night?
Got it.
And quickly on the vocabulary there, end up doing something, that just means something happened in the end. Maybe you didn't even plan it that way.
Right, like the final result. Okay, so Ryan replies, yeah, I did. It was wild. I wasn't even planning on staying that long, but, one drink turned into 3.
Huh, yeah. There's a lot packed into that sentence. Classic fast English stuff.
Like what?
Well, think I wasn't even. Often that gets reduced, so it sounds more like I wasn't even.
Wasn't. Oh.
The Dallin wasn't just gets a bit softer, more neutral. And then you've got planning on staying, becoming planning on staying. Same thing, dropping the G on both words.
Planning on staying. Okay, and what about
Yeah. Often turns into, sometimes it almost sounds like,
No.
It's kind of a filler, isn't it? Like, keeps the conversation moving, maybe checks if the other person's following along, but you don't really expect an answer.
Yeah, like a little conversational pause button.
Exactly. And that phrase, one drink turned into 3, that's such a common sort of idiom, right? Everyone knows what that means. Stayed longer, drank more than planned.
Definitely paints a picture. Okay, next up, Emily asks, who was there? Ryan says, pretty much everyone. Jake, Mia, even Sarah showed up late.
Okay, so pretty much everyone. That's just a casual way to say almost everyone, right?
Yeah, sounds natural, not too formal.
And showed up, great phrasal verb, just means arrived. So Sarah showed up late is simply.
Sarah arrived late. Easy enough.
Then Emily's reaction, whoa, I haven't seen Sarah in ages.
In ages. That's a good one.
Yeah, really common informal way to say in a very long time. It emphasizes how long it's been without needing specifics.
And whoa at the start.
Oh, that's just showing surprise.
Yeah.
Like saying, wow, or really.
Gotcha. Okay, last line from Ryan. Same, she's been super busy with work, apparently.
Right. Same is just a quick agreement, short for same here or me too.
Mm-hmm.
She has been contracted, super busy, Again, informal for very busy.
And apparently, what's that signal?
Apparently suggests Ryan doesn't know this for sure. It's like saying, or so I've heard, or it seems like that's the reason based on what he knows.
Okay. Wow. So when you actually break it down like that, piece by piece,
Yep.
you really start to hear it, don't you? Those little changes, the contractions, the link words, sounds getting dropped,
Exactly.
they all add up to make it sound fast. It's not always about just speaking faster, but how the words connect.
That's such an important point. It's the flow, the rhythm, the connections between sounds in natural speech, not just pure speed.
Okay, so we've kind of diagnosed why it sounds fast. Now, what can people actually do about it? How can they get better at understanding this stuff?
Right, the practical side. Well, we've got 5 key tips here based on solid advice like what you find in Learn English with Pods.
Great, let's hear them. Tip 1.
First one, maybe the most important, listen every single day.
Every day, even just for a bit.
Absolutely, even 5 or 10 minutes. Podcasts, music, TV shows, whatever. The key is consistent exposure. Your brain needs to get used to the natural rhythm and speed of English.
Builds familiarity. Okay, makes sense. Tip 2.
Use your eyes too. Watch TV shows or YouTube videos in English, but use the subtitles.
English subtitles, right? Not your native language.
Ideally, yes. Start with English subtitles so you can connect the sounds you hear with the words you see. Then, as you get more confident, try turning them off. It's great practice for your ears.
Good one. Okay, tip number 3.
Practice chunk listening.
Chunk listening. What's that?
Instead of trying and probably failing to catch every single tiny word.
Yeah, that's stressful.
Right. Focus on listening for groups of words, natural phrases, or chunks of meaning, like in the example, end up going to the party or wasn't planning on staying. Listen for those meaningful units.
Focus on the phrases, not just individual words. I like that.
Tip 4.
Get active. Don't just listen passively. Try repeating and shadowing.
Shadowing. You mean like mimicking? Exactly. Listen to a short bit of audio, then immediately try to say it back. Copying the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, everything.
Ooh, that sounds challenging.
It can be, yeah, but it's so effective. You can even record yourself and compare it to the original speaker. It helps both your listening and your speaking.
Okay, repeat and shadow. Got it. And the last tip, number 5.
Learn the common shortcuts.
Yeah.
Actively pay attention to and learn those reductions and contractions we talked about.
Like did ya?
Yep. Did you want to go on it for going to? Yeah, no, for no. There are lots of them.
Recognizing those automatically must make a huge difference.
It really does because they're everywhere in spoken English. So, yeah, those are the 5 tips.
And just to recap that core idea, fast English isn't purely about speed.
Not at all. It's about rhythm, how words link together, that natural, smooth flow.
Right. Okay, so bearing all of that in mind, the connected speech, the reductions, the tips. Let's listen to that Emily and Ryan conversation one more time. See if it sounds any different now. Try to actively notice those features we discussed.
Good idea. Let's play it again.
Hey, did you end up going to the party last night?
Yeah, I did. It was wild. I wasn't even planning on staying that long, but, one drink turned into 3.
Haha, sounds about right. Who was there?
Pretty much everyone. Jake, Mia, even Sarah showed up late.
Whoa, I haven't seen Sarah in ages.
Same. She's been super busy with work, apparently.
So how did that feel the second time around?
Hopefully a little clearer. Maybe some of those things we pointed out jumped out at you more.
Yeah, maybe things like going or planning or did ya were easier to spot.
Exactly. Okay, ready for a quick check? A little quiz.
Let's do it. Test our listeners.
All right, 3 questions based on that chat. Question 1. Who showed up late to the party?
Question 2. How many drinks did Ryan say he had?
And question 3. When Emily says she hasn't seen Sarah in ages, what does in ages mean?
Okay, think about those for a second.
Got your answers.
All right, let's hear them.
Okay. Answer 1. Sarah showed up late.
Answer 2. Ryan mentioned that 1 drink turned into 3.
Answer 3. In ages means in a long time.
So how did everyone do? Hopefully that felt a bit easier after our breakdown.
Yeah, hopefully. Now, just before we wrap up, let's pull out some of those really useful expressions from that short conversation. The kind of phrases you hear all the time.
Good idea, like little takeaways.
Exactly. So, first, end up doing something. Remember, that means to do something eventually, maybe
Right.
unexpectedly.
Then there was showed up.
Right. Simple meaning arrived.
Sounds about right. I like that one.
Yeah, it's a nice casual way to say that seems typical or that's what I expected.
Uh-huh. Then super busy.
Just means very busy. Very common informal intensifier,
And in ages.
meaning in a long time. Great informal expression.
And finally, just same.
Yep. Quick, easy way to agree. Me too.
Those are great, really practical phrases to know. Okay, so to really make this stick, we have a challenge for everyone listening, right?
We do indeed. A little homework, if you like.
What is it?
Okay, here's the challenge. Find a short audio or video clip in English. Could be a podcast snippet, maybe even part of this deep dive, or a YouTube video.
Okay, find a short clip, then what?
Try to write down exactly what you hear. Transcribe it. Don't worry if it's perfect.
Just write down the sounds you hear.
Exactly. Then, if you can, find the actual transcript or subtitles for that clip and compare your version to the real thing. See what you missed, what you got right.
Ah, okay. Compare your transcription.
And the final step. Practice shadowing that same short segment maybe 3 or 4 times. Listen, repeat, mimic.
Listen, transcribe, compare, shadow. Got it.
That kind of active practice really drills it in, much better than just passive listening sometimes.
Definitely. It makes you engage with the sounds directly. Okay, so as we wrap up then,
Yeah.
we've really dug into why fast natural English can seem so tricky sometimes, looking at those reductions, connected speech, all that stuff.
And we've hopefully armed you with some practical tips listening every day using subtitles, chunking, shadowing, learning those common reductions.
And the big takeaway really is that understanding fast speech isn't some magic ability.
Not at all. It's a skill.
It's a skill you can definitely build with the right kind of practice and awareness using these strategies consistently.
Absolutely. So we really hope you'll take these ideas, try the challenge, and apply them to your own English learning. Every little bit of focused listening helps.
It really does. Keep listening, keep practicing, keep noticing how people really talk. You'll get there.
Definitely. Keep exploring.